I ended up getting assigned as a machine gunner for a combat unit. So I got to do badass shit too, even though I worked in an office. So it all worked out.
So let's time this out. So you go into this admin job. Talk to me about what the admin looks like for you on a day-to-day. What's the day-to-day look like?
Like slotting like combat power, how many soldiers might be injured and undeployable versus who is deployable. Just like, it depends really where you're stationed, because each duty station, you might have a different type of HR position.
Okay.
Like for the combat unit, it was all about combat power. Like the colonel only cared about which guys can deploy, which guys can't.
Do we have enough people to fulfill the slots? If we don't, where are we going to get them from?
Job, like the cooks, the infantry, the scouts, like every position you can think of, the fuelers. And so it's a lot of pressure, but it was worth it. Yeah.
So then there's this other side though, when you go in, that you qualify, right? And again, you just said you qualified as a machine gunner. Talk about that.
So there's all kinds of, even though you might be we call it I think it's called a pogue. It's like a paper pusher. Right. Even though you are one, you still have to be able to deploy and
pick up a weapon
just
and
like
fight.
Anyone can.
Right.
So yeah, I was great at qualifying on my regular M4 and M16, just because, like I said, I want to make my dad proud. So he was a sniper. So he would take me to the range.
He was a sniper for Delta Force.
He was special ops working with Delta Force.
Got you.
But he would still have to do all the training they did. But he brought me to the range as a kid in Hawaii, and it was really fun. The kind of ranges he would bring us to weren't the target ones. It was the ones where you have little statues that you would shoot.
So you had
to be very efficient with the little tiny statues. But it trained me so well, because I was doing headshots and all my qualifications. I was killing it.
So you're killing it from a physical fitness perspective, right?
Yeah.
You're smart because you kind of understand the game that they're playing, right? So you're not getting yourself into trouble. You're staying under the radar, except when you're qualifying or you're having to perform, and you go out on the range and you're killing it out there.
Just be good at whatever you do in the military, and you will go so far. And also they do favor colonels, especially combat units. They favor people who are efficient on their weapon and can train. That's mostly what they care about. You can be as dumb as rocks, but if you can push and you can shoot, then you're like the star, basically. So I learned that early. So I just maintained my physical training scores and my qualifications, and eventually they made me a machine gunner. So I got to be up on the vehicles, and it was really cool. I did go to the field a lot though, so I kind of got the shit end of the stick in the rain all the time with both my guns, like barely able to carry them.
Oh, your rifle, I
had to have both, yeah.
Your M4 plus.
And all the
so let's talk about
belts.
that. Yeah, let's talk about this machine gun. So you qualified on which
240?
The 240. So this is a 7.62 belt-fed machine gun. So for people that don't know what that is, this is a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
It can be shoulder fired, but you don't necessarily want to be doing that.
Yeah. Right? I liked laying down with it a lot.
Right, it's got a bipod.
Yeah, I was actually better on the machine gun than I was the M4, M16. It's just, you don't have to be so efficient with it. It's just kind of bursts in a way,
Right.
It was so fun though. I'll never be able to do that probably again
in
my
probably not.
life. So I'm really thankful.
Well, there are events actually you can go out to. I've actually been a part of a few where on occasion, not in the state of California, you have to leave the state, but you can go out and they have some of these military grade weapons that you can kind of experiment on. I have not done this yet, but I've seen my friends have had opportunities that live here in the state to go to the other places and do this. This isn't like one of those funky like ranges you can go to like in Las Vegas or Arizona or whatever, where you can shoot whatever you want out there. They got everything out there, but where they have people that are trained and will take you through it, and you can actually do some stuff. But
if you're a weapons junkie, then it's like a high for you when you get to do it. Yeah.
And again, people would be like, that's just weird. Why'd you want to do it? Well, until you've experienced it, don't knock it till you tried it.
Exactly.
But going back to this weapon, so yeah, you've got a fairly sizable weapon. This is a true sense. This is a machine gun.
Yes.
And it's can be mounted on a vehicle.
That was the best, sitting in your swing. Like it was so fun just doing circles, shooting it. But we trained, and it wasn't all fun, but it was cool.
Yeah. So you get an experience that not every infantryman, gets to experience.
Yeah. And they chose me for it because, it was all strong guys that did it, because you have to be able to carry it and run with it, and you can't put your weapon down. Like you need it by you all the time. So they're like, oh, she's strong. She scores like one of the highest. So now she's a machine gunner. But I'm very thankful. Like, who knows? I wouldn't have never been able to do that. Like I said.